Galnet News, keeping your galaxy in focus, 24th of April, 3301. In today's news, the East India Company condemns Emperor's Grace, Purple Central Industries working to make Pange the new galactic core, Silver Allied Network implicated in attack on Emperor, Eotienses Rejuvenation Project Unveiled, and a race to center of galaxy starts in Sol. Our top story for the night is concerning the East India Company condemning Emperor's Grace, their previous parent group. Rather recently, East India Company came out with a large piece of news concerning the apparent corruption of the group Emperor's Grace. Doris Makis, the head of the EIC's Public Relations Department, put out a report on the net, along with sending it to the numerous news services in the galaxy concerning the matter. In his report, Doris goes on to claim that while the EIC was originally invited to join the EG to promote unity while still retaining autonomy, it wasn't too soon after that the EG started to call into question the East India Company's loyalty to the supposed master plan as the EIC grew more and more popular. It got to the point where the EIC eventually decided to leave EG's group and go out on their own. Since then, Doris says that EG has been recruiting more and more groups for their cause, but with an apparently more sinister aim in mind. Recently, EG had a vote to combine all the constituent groups in it, though the vote did fail. A member of one of these groups was banned and blacklisted from Emperor's Grace for questioning Commander Shadowgar, the leader of EG, and his motives. So Doris Makis, on the behalf of the EIC, is finally speaking up against Emperor's Grace, calling it a lie, and merely a method to absorb multiple smaller groups and force them to disband and join Emperor's Grace itself. If you wish to learn more, you can search up the full report Doris Makis published out there on the net. Our next story for the night is Purple Central Industries is aiming to make the new galactic core Pand, a system about 208 light-years away from Sol. Now, with so much news flying around the galaxy about what's happening in the very heart of civilization, it's always refreshing and slightly horrifying when you take a step back and realize just how large space is on its own. After all, there's a reason why humanity has continued to push forth into the great unknown, and why there's still a room and a place for absolutely everyone in this galaxy. And a group of our finest have decided to strike out for their own 47,000 hardy souls, united under the banner of Purple Central Industries, who've been pushing to make another core of human civilization out there in the stars. The specific system they've settled in is Pand, a system one might not have known about too long ago, with it being about 200 light-years away from Sol, but the system contains 6 water worlds, all open for terraforming, and several mineral-rich planets that the aforementioned group have already set up outposts above, working to build up the infrastructure of their system. Apparently it is going well, for Commander Zeman, one of the heads of PCI, reports that along with taking control of Pand, Purple Central Industries is already pushing out into nearby star systems, thus consolidating their control over the region. If you wish to learn more about Purple Central Industries and their activities in Pand, this upcoming Galaxy Tonight, hosted by myself, Caradris McCall, will be featuring an interview with Commander Zeman. In our next piece of news for the night, Silver Allied Network implicated in attack on Emperor. Chip Washington has a story.
Thousands of Imperial bounty hunters answered the call of Princess Orissa over the last week, joining her in the hunt to uncover the identity of the cabal behind the cowardly attack on the ailing Emperor. Acting on the advice of several trustworthy members of the Imperial Court, the princess began by disrupting several large-scale criminal operations taking place in Nehet and Mictlan. Hundreds of Imperial commanders loyal to the princess descended on the system in force. The fury of the makeshift fleet shattered the local gangs, and within 24 hours, the fighting was over. Information uncovered during the strike on Mictlan led investigators to LTT 9810, a system under the protection of Senator Zemina Torval. There it became apparent that a rogue division of the LTT 9810 Silver Allied Network had been acting as a financial consultancy service for some of the more successful imperial crime families. Senator Torval, along with SAN's board of directors, has denied any knowledge of the rogue division's activity. They have now opened up their records to Princess Arissa's investigators, who are currently hard at work, trying to trace a series of payments that they believe may lead back to the cabal responsible for the attack. The princess has requested that members of her fleet remain close to Ashinar. As soon as any new information is available, the next stage of the investigation will begin. This has been Chip Washington, Galnet News.
Alright, thank you very much, Chip. On to the next story. Eotienses' Rejuvenation project unveiled. In what many pundits are calling a clear attempt to consolidate his position as the most influential arms dealer in the Empire, Senator Denton Patreus has today announced an initiative to rejuvenate Parkinson Dock in order to promote the development of high-tech goods in Eotienses. The initiative, which is being overseen by the Citizens Forum, aims to bring thousands of new jobs to the region. Imperial corporations are already engaged in a hot bidding war over rights to establish a presence on the newly reinvigorated Parkinson Dock, despite rumors that most of the available space has already been reserved for businesses with established ties to the senator. In order to properly repurpose the facilities aboard Parkinson Dock, the Citizens Forum has placed several sizable orders of industrial materials in the local market. Once those orders are filled, engineers will be able to start work on the rejuvenation process. In some other news relating to our good friend Patreus, we have news that Patreus and Aisling attended a benefit gala. Denton Patreus and Aisling Duval were spotted in attendance at a dinner to defeat dementia in Capitol last night. The Empire's favourite power couple spent several hours mingling with senators, CEOs, and a few of the charity's lucky patrons, before dazzling the crowd with a rather energetic display on the dance floor. Aisling was dressed in an unusually demure, long-necked, floor-length red gown with flowing sleeves. The senator himself was dressed casually in an open-necked navy blue shirt with stylish silver trimming along the collar and cuffs. The couple were accompanied by Aisling's new entourage, a dozen young orphans, dubbed Aisling's cherubs by the attendees. The children delighted the crowd by singing, dancing, and reciting several epic works of imperial poetry. And now, with some news less about the politics and more about the pilots, the race to the center of the galaxy starts in Seoul. Reports by Leonard Chamberlain. Pilots from all over civilized space are gathering on Galileo Station near planet Earth to begin one of the most ambitious organized rally races ever attempted. Called the Buckyball Run A-Star, this endurance race challenges commanders to reach the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy, Sagittarius A-Star, in the shortest amount of time possible. This contest is the latest iteration of the popular Buckyball Runs, a series of unsanctioned point-to-point rally races across the galaxy. According to Mirana Ortolano, a spokesperson for the event, the choice of Sagittarius A-Star as the finish line is explained by its significance as the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Quote, "It's a pilgrimage for many different reasons. We're just helping pilots get there a little faster." The Buckyball Run A-Star will, however, differ from the previous competitions in that the standing time challenge will remain permanently open. To elaborate on this distance, Mirana Ortolano adds, "This is the first long-distance endurance challenge. Needless to say, the risk and commitment of the pilots are much greater than in previous runs." Although there is no prize to be won, she insists that there is a tangible benefit. Commanders who run more than one buckyball are invariably better pilots. The skill earned will stay with a pilot through his or her entire career. The Buckyball Brabant Star to Shining Star Memorial Trophy Dash, simply known as the Buckyball Run, is not endorsed by any official organization. Commanders seeking to participate in the contest are asked to register directly with the representatives of the Buckyball Run. At the time of broadcast, the galactic record holder for the fastest travel from Galileo Station to Sagittarius A is Commander Anu Ranium, at the helm of Falcon DeLacy Anaconda. And that is the Galnet news for today. Remember to tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.